we've done the breathing, we've talked about the pelvic floor. Now we're going to talk about alignment and how that connects with your abs. So first of all, what abs are we trying to work? Excuse me. See, I did a Kegel right there. You didn't even know it. So we're trying to work the transverse abdominis, which is the ab layer that's underneath all other layers. It goes from your back all the way up front and from top to the bottom. So it's really important. We want to make it strong so that we can do the other exercises like planks and crunches and whatever the heck you want to do. So yeah, once again, start with breathing and alignment. Okay, so get on your hands and knees. And see, notice how my back is nice and flat. Now I want you to kind of arch your back a little bit. Now notice what that does to your ribs. So let's talk about ribs for a second. See, my ribs are kind of hanging down, obviously because my back is arched. So my hip bones are flat over here, my ribs are sticking out over here. Now, bring your back in nice and flat, and now feel your ribs. They should be in line with your hips, and that's what we want, because when your ribs and your hips are in line, those muscles have to work, like your ab muscles have to work just to keep them in line, okay? So don't underestimate the value of alignment, because if you're standing around like this, pushing out, all these muscles are not getting activated because they're literally being pushed out, right? So we want to make sure everything is lined up. And then we're going to add in the breathing. That breathing, here it comes in again, and the movement. So first let's talk about the movement, and then we will incorporate it with the breathing and with everything else. So your abs. So we want to make sure that we're starting the contraction on the bottom and working your way up. Remember, less pressure that way, right? We don't want the pressure starting here, which is what happens when you suck it in. Ribs are out, suck it in, and pressure gets pushed down. No, we want to make sure in line first of all. Ribs over hips, nice straight line. And then pull it's kind of like pulling your muscles away from your waistband. Pretend there's an ice cube on your waistband and you're trying to pull it away. So I will see if I can. So you notice that? Very subtle. Did my back move? No. Did my ribs move? No. So start from the bottom. It's a very gentle pulling away. Some people also like the analogy of kind of like pretend to pull your hip bones together. So once again, that activates that lower ab area. So good. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's a very subtle movement, especially when you just get started. It could take you a little while just to get it, but don't give up. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It means that, yeah, you just need to practice more. You can always message me if you have any questions. I will be more than happy to help you. But let's now incorporate that into the whole breathing pelvic floor stuff. So, deep breath in. Everything is relaxed. Stomach and pelvic floor. Exhale. Pelvic floor lifts. Then abs. Remember, we want to support the organs first before we go adding any contractions. And again. It's hard work. Like, because your ribs aren't, it's not like that, right? Like, everything is lined up. You're moving slowly and with intention and really trying to pull those muscles. And that's when the breath comes in so handy, because, yeah, breathing out slowly and with control really makes those muscles work, which may seem a little silly, but it's very true. I'm going to attach a video of me doing crunch properly and improperly, and you can see how the muscles all work and how they're supposed to work. So, you know what, there's really not a safe exercise for this or unsafe exercise for that. It's all about how you do it. So if you can control your breathing, make sure you're breathing well, control your alignment, make sure your back's not all out of whack, your ribs are sticking every which way. You can hold a contraction, you're not straining, you can hold a contraction in your pelvic floor, your abs can hold it, and when you think of your abs, you don't want the pooching down. So if you're in a plank and you look down and you're like, oh my goodness, I see a ridge all along my stomach, like down here, then that means that you're pushing out against. No, we want things to be flat. Like, I have a bit of fluff on my belly. That's okay, that's different than pushing out, you know what I mean? You want your belly button to go in and as opposed to out and down. So really focusing on, pulling it in, lifting it up. And that is how you activate your core. And if you can hold that core and keep breathing when you're doing a plank, when you're doing whatever, then you have a good contraction. I hope that these videos helped. I would love if you would share it with someone, or just let me know how you did.